Hello, hello. My name is Jolene Work and I'm super excited because I get to talk to you today about our Elements Pressed Powder Foundation. This stuff is incredible. It's a full coverage wet dry foundation, which means you can put it on wet or dry, which is awesome for all skin types, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to show you today how I apply it personally. So I have very dry skin, so I find that if I apply the foundation wet, it works much better for me. I don't feel at all like it leaves my skin feeling cakey or flaking or anything like that. It's super lightweight and I absolutely love it. So right now I have nothing on my base face right now. I just have my eyes and brows done. So I'm going to start with adding some of our P3 primer. Not everybody will need this. If you find your skin's on the oily side, you probably won't need this because the Elements Pressed Powder Foundation has vitamin E in it. So it could be too much moisturization for you, but for people like me with super dry skin, I prefer to use this first. So I'm going to just apply it all over first. If you have combination skin, you probably will be able to use this as well. I use the primer on my lids before I do my shadow and everything, so it's great for all areas of your face. And then I'm going to show you my palette while that's sitting in. And the primer is good because it sits in your fine lines and wrinkles so that your foundation doesn't, and it helps it stay all day. So here is my Pressed Powder Foundation clutch. This thing is amazing. I'm so excited about it. So I have two shades. I chose two. You can choose as many as you'd like. You can choose the lightest for highlight. You can choose the darkest when you're contouring. I have kind of a summer shade and a winter shade. So I mix them both together. I'm going to use this is 120 and 140. I'm going to use the 120 today to do my full face coverage. And then I'm going to use the 140 to do some bronzing, just so that I don't look too washed out or anything like that. I know that there's excellent graphics on the corporate page to help you do your color matching. And if you're not just one shade or the other, you can mix them together, which is awesome. So when you apply it wet, you use a beauty blender. So this I ran under water, squeezed it out, but it's still quite damp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab it on. I like to just do dabs on my foundation, and I'm going to just kind of smear it on like that all over for my first coat, just to get it all on. You can do this with a beauty blender dry as well, but it works really good when it's wet. So once I have that all over, I'm going to take a foundation brush. You can use whatever foundation brush you have. If you don't have any brush will work really. This is just a flat, firm brush, and I like to use it to just blend the foundation out once I have it kind of all over. Now you can use a brush as your only applicator, which is great too. So you'll find, you know, what works best for you, because we all have such different skin types that not one thing is going to work for everybody. So once I have it on the first coat, I'm going to go in with the other side, dab it back in that same shade, and I'm going to start pressing it in. So I like to press it in under my eyes, and I find when you press the foundation in, it gives you a fuller coverage. So if you have any troubled areas, any scarring, acne, anything like that, you may want to use this technique of pressing it into your skin, because you get a fuller coverage. And that's one of the reasons this foundation is so great as well, because some of us don't like to have that full coverage. We just want a little bit of evening our skin tone out and a light coverage, and you can get that, or you can get total full coverage. That's why it's so great for everybody. So now that I have that, I'm going to go in with my 140. This one here, and I'm just going to do some bronzing. So I'm going to take like a fluffier brush, and I'm going to just dip it in there, and I'm just going to start bronzing around the top of my forehead, kind of where the sun will hit, and you want to have that kind of glow. You kind of just shape your face around. I'm not going to contour with this today because I don't have the shade that I would use for contouring, but you can still do the same kind of idea and get that bronzing to give you that nice glow. And so it's flawless. Like I said, I have very dry skin. It doesn't make my skin look flaky at all. It's so lightweight. It's fantastic. So once I have that all blended in, I'm going to show you something else super exciting that you can do. So I don't know if you can see that, but I have very red skin, and this just evens my skin tone out amazingly. And that's another awesome little fact about it. It's so exciting. So yeah, you can put as many in here. And then the other exciting thing I want to show you is you can use the Stark Naked palette for contour and highlight. So I'm going to do just a little bit of that with this today. I have the older palette. So the new palettes now have the removable tins that will go in your clutch as well. So this is a perfect first palette because it literally does everything. I'm going to use it for contour, for highlight, and blush. And I by no means am a professional. I just love this product and love playing around and doing different looks with the makeup. So I just wanted to share that with you. So when I'm going to do a little bit of contour, I'm going to go in with the darkest shade here, and I'm going to go in with a brush, and I'm just going to tap it in there and then tap my brush off, and I'm just going to go around the outside. Now you're going to blend it out, so at first you might be like, what are you doing? But once it's all blended in, you're going to have that nice definition and dimension to your face. Everybody has different shape faces as well, so you'll find where your contour will work best for you and what you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to define your jaw more, your cheekbones, you'll figure that out for yourself, what works best for you. But I think a general rule for contour would always help me is the number 3, and I'll explain that in a minute. So for the number 3, I always start in the upper corner right here. You go down right here and under your jaw. So it's like the number 3. So that's how I always remember where to place. If you've never contoured before and you're like, what? Where do I even begin? Just remember the number 3 and you'll be golden. So I'm just blending that out. And then I'm going to show you how to highlight. So I'm going to go in with my blending bud a bit and press that in, because you don't want to have this really dark forehead. When you're contouring, you have to blend. Blending is your friend. I've said that before. Blend, blend, blend. You want it all to look natural and glowing. You don't want to look like you have patchy dark spots all over your face. So that's all for the contour part. So I'm going to highlight now, and with a highlight I'm going to go in with this shade here. This is called Ivory Glow. It is my absolute favorite shade on this palette. And what I do is I like to just take my finger, and if you could see, like, look at that shimmer, and I'm just going to press it on my upper cheekbone. I like to press it in and then rub it in. And you get this beautiful glow to your skin, and we all want glowing skin. Press it in. And I like to put it on the tip of my nose, on my Cupid's bow, just kind of anywhere that you want that light and glow. And then I'm gonna just take a brush, any brush, and I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit. And that that's all there is to it. It gives you just this beautiful, nice glow. And I also like to put it, I'm wearing the Stark Naked palette on my eyes right now, so I like to just put a little bit in the inner corner and my brow bone here, just to add a little bit more highlight. And that is it. So pretty. So you can use your Elements pressed powder and your Stark Naked and get a flawless, beautiful, full coverage look. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Anybody can do this, truly. And this foundation is good for every single person, every skin type, doesn't matter your age. If you have aging skin, this will be wonderful. I recommend applying it wet if you have aging skin. You will find what works best for you, but this is what works for me, is the wet. So hopefully it was helpful for you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.